And of course, Antonio Conte working the sidelines ended a 9-year reign of Juventus.
We welcome in our man in Milan, Adriano Del Monte, who is quite dialed into all goings-on in Serie A. Adriano, Inter are, of course, the holder, but are they the favorite to win Serie A this season?
Great to be with you, Mark. A few weeks to go, of course, until this season gets underway. And for the first time in a very long time, we have a different defending champion in Inter Milan. Look, they do come in as one of the favourites. I don't think they're everyone's outright favourite, perhaps as some were predicting last season, despite Juventus having had won 9 consecutive coming in. But a few personnel changes on and off the pitch. Antonio Conte was the first to go. We know how important he was in that title-winning campaign. Of course, a campaign where he did end that Juventus run that he started all those seasons ago. So certainly a big blow there. And then that was followed by Hakimi on the pitch, who left for Paris Saint-Germain. And, well, they may not be done just yet with a few on-field personnel changes. So with that in mind, it's not as strong an Inter team as we saw last season, and therefore a couple of question marks that, well, potentially some of the challenges could be thrown into after one season as champions. But still a few weeks to go on the transfer front, so still, Mark, plenty can happen.
Adriano, of all those who aspire to the crown, who do you consider the biggest threat to Inter?
Well, look, there's no doubt that Juventus will be better than they were 12 months ago under Andrea Pirlo. Of course, the big news for Juventus, the return of Massimiliano Allegri, arguably, well, not arguably one of the best ever, but arguably their best ever manager, and certainly a manager who enjoyed great success in his time with the club. He won the Scudetto every season he was there, 2 Champions League finals as well. And, well, you do imagine that this Juventus team will take themselves up another level or two in the upcoming campaign. So certainly for Juventus, a different season because they come in without the pressure on them actually to win. Of course, Andrea Pirlo last season, he was simply expected to continue what they had done in those 9 seasons prior and win. Allegri certainly will be targeting a Scudetto, but a little less pressure for he on his return to the club. The other one, though, for me, Mark, Atalanta. Now, a team certainly that have been the fairy tale of Italian football over the last few seasons, both domestically and in the UEFA Champions League. But this season, for me, coming in, perhaps going slightly under the radar with a few key moves elsewhere. And Atalanta, I do feel, are the best team. They may lack the star power of some of the other clubs, but certainly under Gasperini, this is a team certainly to watch. And I think they could challenge both Juve and Inter this season.
Now, star power brings us to Romelu Lukaku, whose situation, of course, weighs heavily on Inter's fate. Can Inter afford to lose the Serie A most valuable player?
Well, it depends which way you want to look at can they afford. They need money, and we know that financial issues have been the common theme at Inter Milan under the current ownership. So with that in mind, if a big offer does come in, the word is that Lukaku could very well be sold on the pitch. So this is a player that scored 24 goals last season in Serie A. He was the Serie A MVP. They can ill afford to lose the Belgian on the pitch.
All right, Adriano Del Monte with the latest from Milan. Thanks so much.
More names could be added to this soon, but Inter are already entering the new season with the new manager, Simone Inzaghi. Other departures are Achraf Hakimi to PSG, Ashley Young is returning to Aston Villa, and Matteo Politano joined Napoli.